Good morning and happy Monday. It is almost 6:30 a.m. I only have about 15 minutes before I need to leave for work, but I have to finish up my meal prep that I started yesterday because things got a little chaotic. Before I jump into that meal prep, welcome back. I'm Ebel, and on this channel I like to talk about my vegan life in Las Vegas, losing weight with Dr. McDougall, and today I am going to be sharing my meal prep I did for the week that can be either starch solution or maximum weight loss focused. I've had this thought all morning. I've been debating if I want to steam broccoli to take for part of my lunch today. I think I've decided just for today I'm gonna skip that part because I don't want to stink up the whole office. Like, I don't want to be known as the broccoli girl, you know? So I did a bunch of meal prepping yesterday, and I'll insert those clips right here to show you what I have already accomplished. So on my menu today is a lentil loaf and a cheesy broccoli hash brown casserole. So I've already done a few things to get ahead, like cooking lentils and potato cheese. Right now I'm just dicing up some mushrooms in my Ninja. This is the part of the lentil loaf filling. So I'm going to add this to the veggies that I have already been cooking on the stove in just a little bit of veggie broth. So I did 1 cup each of carrots, celery, and onions. I'll add the mushrooms and just wait until this is cooked all the way through. And then I added my seasonings, which was like garlic powder, Italian. I did a little bit of poultry seasoning. I'll post a link to my full lentil loaf recipe video. And then I had already made a big batch of potato cheese, so all I did was steam some broccoli and mix that in good with the potato cheese. And then I'll add my frozen hash browns, and that will be the cheesy broccoli hash brown casserole. So I like to use 2 different kinds of hash browns. I like to use the frozen shreds, and I like to use the little squares that they're usually called like Southern style hash browns. I can usually find both of those varieties oil-free at basically any grocery store. These particular ones were like the Walmart brand. So I'll get that all mixed up, get that in a casserole pan, and get that casserole in the oven. And I usually bake this casserole at 375 for about 40 minutes. It depends what size pan you use, how thick the casserole is. When I do these in my baby bread loaf pans, they usually start bubbling over before the 40-minute mark. But generally 375, 40 minutes seems to be a good time. So I mentioned I had already cooked my lentils. I did 1 cup of dry lentils and then divided that in 2 after they were cooked. So I'm going to use half of the lentils with all of the veggies that I just cooked in veggie broth, and then half of the oats. So just a half cup of oats that gets blended up in the Ninja. So I want this to be, I call it the mushy mixture. I don't want it to be like pure mush. I want to be able to see the colors of the carrots is usually my indicator, but get that blended up in my Ninja, and then I will take that mixture and add it to the rest of the lentils and the oats that I have set aside. And I didn't realize when I was mixing my lentil loaf that I was missing the critical ingredient of tomato paste. The tomato paste definitely adds a lot of flavor and helps act as a binder for the lentil loaf. So yeah, definitely will not be forgetting that in future lentil loaf recipes. And then here is my cheesy broccoli hash brown casserole after 40 minutes at 375. Okay, so what I need to do first thing this morning is make my breakfast, which again I wanted to do yesterday so they could be overnight oats, but they're gonna be sit a couple hours in the morning oats, I guess. So I've got my oats. I think I'll do like a half a cup, maybe a 3/4 cup. We'll see how it looks in the bowl. I've got some strawberries from my freezer that I like de-stemmed and froze myself. Looks like October 25th. And then I have this vegan yogurt. This isn't something I buy that often, I would call this starch solution friendly. I wouldn't really use this if I was trying to follow maximum weight loss really strictly. But I bought this before Christmas because I was going to use it as a topping on like a carrot cake or something that I never ended up cooking. So I think it's filled up to about there. I feel like this should be maybe enough for 2 breakfasts. I'll use like half of that today. I think that looks good. Maybe just this whole section to make it easy. I feel like this is about half full. I'm gonna probably use about half. And I'm just gonna season it with some cinnamon. I don't know, I think that'll be good. Okay, I couldn't really stir it because of that giant chunk of berries I put in there, but that's okay. I'm gonna let this sit on my desk for the first hour or so, and then I'll have that for breakfast. Here is my lentil loaf I made last night. I obviously had to sample some. It was delicious, but I noticed this when I was putting it in the pans, how much like looser it was. It wasn't like bound together, and I was like, ooh, is that because I didn't grind my oats up into oat flour? I do that a lot when I make the lentil loaf. And then it hit me this morning, tomato paste. I didn't put in any tomato paste. I knew I was out of it, and I was gonna mix up some glaze or just put some ketchup in for that binding effect. So yeah, a little bit of a lentil loaf fail, but it still tastes amazing. So I'm going to take this 3-sectioned glass container. I think this might actually fit really well in theirs. Oh, yeah, so I'm gonna scoop that out and put that in here. Here is the cheesy hash brown casserole with steamed broccoli I made. This also tastes really good, but even just right now, uncovering it, it stinks like broccoli. So I'm glad I decided not to take steamed broccoli to work. This is stinky enough. So the cheesy hash brown casserole did turn out the tiniest bit on the soupy side. If I would have had more frozen hash browns in it, it definitely would have been firmer and set up more like a casserole, like how I normally take slices out of it. Yesterday when I made my potato cheese, I steamed extra potatoes and pulled those out. I was gonna make these into some great garlic mashed potatoes, but I think I have, yeah, kind of like less than 10 minutes till I want to leave for work. Probably more like 5, so I need to wrap this up. So I think instead of making mashed potatoes, I'll just take like 1 or 1.5 of these little guys, and then I can mash it at work and add a little bit of salt and pepper. Like, I don't need super, actually maybe I'll just sprinkle a little garlic salt right on them. All right, got my 2 little potatoes, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this garlic salt on them. And then I can add like a little bit of pepper, maybe some hot sauce, you know. I've mentioned previously, I work a 10-hour shift. Today is 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I feel like this is a good amount of food to take. And then when I get home tonight, I'll have a more maximum weight loss focused dinner with a 50-50 plate with lots of steamed broccoli. And I bought cauliflower yesterday. Sometime this week, I am making buffalo cauliflower with a cannellini bean ranch dip. Actually, that sounds really good. Maybe I want to do that tonight. So thank you for stopping by my channel today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and be well. For the first hour or so of work, I was out of tomato paste. It tastes really good. I'm gonna start that over now that the heat's off. Do I want to redo that? So that, thank you for joining me for this meal. Was that crooked? Was I crooked? Redo. Now I'm too short.